Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited about today's video, you guys, because we are discussing my most anticipated 2026 new releases. And I know what you're thinking, Zsuzsi, this is August. Why are we talking about 2026 book releases already? Two reasons really. One, Goodreads already released a list of these 2026 new releases, and look at my notes. Look at my notes. All of these books that are coming out in 2026. I did my research. I read the synopsis of every single one of these books, and I made a list. I curated a list of 20 books that we will be discussing in today's video. We have some truly amazing new books coming out in 2026. And also, because I am having a shitty summer, I'm kind of like already ready for 2025 to end. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, let me grab my computer, my beautiful new computer. You guys, I bought this computer a week ago, and I don't know if you can tell through the camera, but this is the sky blue version. I've been obsessed with the color blue lately, and this computer revolutionized my life. Before this, I used this baby here. Oh my god, I can barely lift it. This computer, just look at it, 10 years old. I bought this computer in Hungary, guys. And it's still like, okay, it's still functioning. I can use Word and Microsoft PowerPoint and stuff like that, but I cannot really use it for editing anymore. So I needed to buy a new computer, and this is so beautiful, and I will be featuring this beautiful computer in today's video. But now, let's get to the 20 books that I actually want to discuss in today's video. And you guys, we have everything. We have romance, we have fantasy romance, we have historical romance, fiction, thriller, horror. Like truly, we have everything on today's list, okay? And the first book that is coming out in 2026, oh my god, Sword Heart Girlies Unite, because this is Dagger Bound by T. Kingfisher, coming out on January 1st. Well-known fantasy romance and the second book in the Sword Heart series. You guys, you know that I adore Sword Heart. It was the very first fantasy romance that I ever read in my life, and T. Kingfisher and we just really vibe, so I cannot wait until this book is out. And by the way, you guys, just please keep in mind that the publishing date and the covers, they can all change, okay? As I am filming this video in August 2025, this is how the covers and the publishing dates look like, okay? Now, the second book on my list, this is actually a contemporary romance by Sarah Adams, In Your Dreams, and this is coming out on January 6th. And this is about Madison, who left Rome, Kentucky, not Rome, Italy, to make it in the culinary world of New York City, but she fails and returns home for a fresh start, and an unexpected job offer lands in her lap, the head of a chef position at a new farm-to-table restaurant in her hometown, Rome. The only catch? That this comes from James Huxley, the owner of the Huxley farm, her brother's best friend, and the last person she wants to work for. Based on this synopsis, this is clearly an enemies to lovers, haters to lovers situation. And since she is a chef, I expect that there will be a lot of food in this book. So yeah, I think I will pick up this book. The next book on my list is Graceless Heart, and this is something that's coming out on January 10th. And this is supposed to be a standalone adult fantasy romance set in Renaissance Italy. Anything historical, please just give it to me. You guys know that I love anything historical. Historical fiction, one of my favorite genres. And lately, there have been a lot of different historical fantasies and historical fantasy romances published, and I am eating it all up. And this book has one of the craziest plots. So this is something that I will read for you guys. I simplified the plot, but still it's like so crazy, I don't remember anything. So, we are in 15th century Volterra, and sculptress Ravenna, which is like such a cool job. To be a sculptress in a fantasy romance, this is like such a cool job. Anyways, so Ravenna enters a competition hosted by a secretive immortal family who offer an invaluable boon. And she is desperate to win so she can save her brother. But Ravenna reveals a rare magical talent that is a dangerous act in a city where magic is forbidden. Her revelation makes her a target, and she is kidnapped by the Looney family and taken to Florence. There, Ravenna is forced into an impossible task where failure means certain death at the hands of, and listen to this name, Saturnino. Yes, that is his name. Probably that will be the name of our main male protagonist. Saturnino the Looney, the family's enigmatic and merciless heir. The Pope, because this is not over, you guys, the Pope waging war against Florence, the Medici, and magic itself has his own interest in her abilities, seeing her as a potential weapon in his ruthless campaign. I am picking up this book. And the next book on my list is a fiction. Is This a Cry for Help by Emily Austen, and this is coming out on January 10th. And I love Emily Austen books. I've read one of her books. I am in the middle of her other books, and I absolutely love her characters. They are so unhinged and so anxious. I just absolutely love her characters, and the description of this book, just like her other books, it just sounds so insane to me. Here we are following a librarian who comes back to work after a mental breakdown, only to confront book-banning crusaders. Listen to this synopsis. Darcy is a librarian at the local branch, while her wife Joy runs a bookbinding service. Between the two of them, there is no more room on their shelves with their ample book collections. Now that is actually something that I can relate to. So I don't know, maybe the cover is this cry for help. It's actually talking about people who are obsessively collecting books. I don't know. Anyways, back to the plot. But when Darcy receives the news that her ex-boyfriend Ben has passed away, she spirals into guilt and regret, resulting in a mental breakdown and medical leave from the library. And when she returns to work, she is met by unrest in her community and protests surrounding intellectual freedom. Put this book on my list. I am pre-ordering it. I am reading it in January. And also the next book, you guys, when I saw this cover and when I read the synopsis, I was like, this is also something that I need to read next year. And that is Anne of a Different Island by Virginia Contra. And this is coming out on January 20. And this is, you guessed it, a novel inspired by Anne of Green Gables. Quite literally, because our main character in the book, Anne Gallagher, has always lived by the book. By Anne of Green Gables, she followed in Anne Shirley's fictional footsteps, chasing dreams of teaching and writing. But after a string of real-life plot twists, Anne is forced to face the truth that no story ever prepared her for, that sometimes life doesn't follow a script. I need this book in my life. Oh my god, and also the next one, you guys, it's coming out on the same day, January 20, My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. And this sounds so crazy good. It's a thriller. I love Alice Feeney. Rock, Paper, Scissors is still one of the best thriller books that I ever read in my life. And this is going on my list. Again, listen to this synopsis. Aidan Fox is an artist on the brink of her big break, and she sets off for a run before her first exhibition. When she returns to home, she only recently moved into Spyglass, an enchanting old house in a town named Hope Falls. Nothing is as it should be. Her key doesn't fit. A woman who is eerily similar to her answers the door, and her husband insists that the stranger is his wife. 6 months earlier, a Londoner called Birdie, reeling from a life-changing diagnosis, inherits Spyglass. Birdie stumbles upon a shadowy London clinic that claims to be able to predict a person's date of death, including her own. And secrets starts to unravel. If this is not the perfect synopsis for a thriller book, then I really don't know what is. You guys, and the next book, and this is coming out on the same date. I'm telling you that January 20 is a date to watch out for, because the next book that is coming out is How to Lose a Goblin in 10 Days by Jessie Silva. And this is kind of like a comfort read, maybe a cozy fantasy, and that usually doesn't really work with me, but when I read the synopsis again, I was like, I have to at least give it a try. Listen to this synopsis. This is a fantasy romance between a halfling Pansy and a goblin Wren. Imagine a classic opposites attract rom-com taking place in those cozy scenes in the Hobbit's Shire. Expect magical forests, interfering wizards, lots of home cooking, and honestly guys, this is the part that actually got me, the home cooking, and maybe even a kiss at the harvest dance. Pansy and Wren, they each think that they've inherited the same cottage, so they make a bargain. They will live in the house together, and whoever is driven out first forfeits their ownership. And amidst forced proximity, one of my favorite tropes, and cultural misunderstandings, the two begin to fall in love. I mean, come on now. Holy moly guacamole! The next book on my list. Now this is probably the craziest book on this list. This is Ballad of Bone Road by A.C. Wine, and this is coming out on January 27th. Listen to this synopsis. Port Astor was once the home of the Hollow Queen and her court. The Fae have been driven out by religious leaders, but just below the surface, their legacy remains in strange apparitions and hauntings. Briggs and Belfeder are paranormal investigators clearing out Port Astor's ghosts. Now, Briggs is asked to investigate a haunting at the prestigious Peony Hotel, the ghost of Jimmy Valentine, a tragic movie star and the supposed favorite of the Queen herself. Belfeder, this is where it all gets super crazy, you guys. Belfeder is called back to her childhood home by her estranged sister, whose preacher husband, Clarence, has gotten a young woman from his congregation pregnant. But when Belfeder arrives, she realizes that whatever has taken over Clarence's and his flock is more sinister than Faith, and Ava's pregnancy is no normal pregnancy. The Fae have not forgotten that Port Astor once belonged to them, and the Hollow Queen won't give up her kingdom so easily. This book has my name on it, okay? That's all I'm saying. Next. Apparently, Sir Cameron Needs to Die by Greer Stodders, and this is coming out on February 3rd. And this is a fantasy romance as well, and this is between a sorcerer who is forced to protect a cowardly knight after a prophecy ties their fates together. Sir Cameron has stayed as far away from danger as possible because he is, quite frankly, too handsome to die a violent and pointless death in battle. But when the church hands down a prophecy to his fellow knights, predicting that the only way to defeat their nemesis, the mad sorcerer Merullo, is to kill Cameron, he finds himself in a situation too sticky to his liking. This is something that sounds so good, and also that cover, I really like that cover. And the next book on my list is a newest Heather Fawcett release, Agnes Obert's Mythical Cat Shelter, and this is coming out on February 3rd, and she is the same author who wrote the Emily Wilde cozy fantasy series, and I was absolutely in love with that series, so I am picking up this book. And again, this is a cozy fantasy about a meticulously organized widow whose cat shelter inadvertently becomes a front for a disreputable Dark Lord magician's shop. It sounds like the same dynamic between Emily and Wendell, and I am here for it. Next is the most important book on this list, and that is The Bride Bet by Tessa Dare. After 5 years, this book is coming out allegedly on February 12th, and this is the 4th book in the Girl Meets Duke series. And in my humble opinion, this is one of the best, if not the best, series that she's ever written, she's ever published, and I am so here for it. If the publisher, for whatever reason, decides to postpone this book even more, because this is something that was supposed to come out in 2021, I will be so angry. I will be so angry. I will be writing letters, emails, whatever. This book has to come out, and I have to read the last book in the series. Okay? The next book on my list is The Astro Library by Katie Quinn, and this is coming out on February 17th. Alexandria, Alex, not Alexandra, Alexandria, knows that unlike people, books will never turn you down, which is true. She's very wise. Working 3 dead-end jobs, Alex takes nightly refuge in the high-vaulted reading room at the Boston Public Library. Now you guys know why I am picking this book up. Escaping into her favorite fantasy novels and dreaming of far-off lands. Until the day she tumbles through a hidden door and meets the librarian, who is an ageless guardian of a hidden library within the Boston Public Library, where the desperate and the lost escape to new lives inside their favorite books. I gotta go back and look. Because when I was in the Boston Public Library, I did not find this door. I didn't find this like magical, ageless, whatever, probably very handsome guardian who can help me out with this, because I'm interested. I will go back and look. Can I move to Prythian? And maybe get Lucian myself before Elaine gets Lucian? You know what I mean? Can we do that? The next book on my list is The Ballad of Falling Dragons, and this is coming out on February 24. And this is the second book in the Moonfall series. You guys know that the first book was When the Moon Hatched, and I am only like 25 pages into that book, but I really like it. I mean, it's only 25 pages. I don't know, this book is like, what, 900 pages long? And again, it's only 25 pages, but I really like it. So I think I will pick up the second book coming out early next year. And also, and this is a book that I've been waiting for about a year now, it seems finally that Cleopatra by Sara El Arifi is coming out on February 26, and this is the retelling of the story of Egypt's most famous queen, and I am here for it. I am ready to read it. So what are we waiting for? Can we just like finally release this book? It was supposed to come out this year, early this year. Next is Entwined by Hejam Long, and this is coming out on March 10. And this is about 3 sisters who join the hunt for a stolen magical artifact in the start of this Gilded Age fantasy. You had me at Gilded Age, but then you added fantasy. I was like, I am getting this book. Listen to this. Ottilie Russforth, this is a hard name for me to pronounce. She hides from the Mighty Sorcerers Guild as a secretary to a has-been detective. She is entwined, which means that there are threads of magic that run beneath her skin, and the guild would do anything to trap her in service. But Ottilie has a plan to escape the guild forever. All she must do is to track down a mysterious artifact, claim the bounty, and leave the city forever. But Ottilie's sisters appear, who make equally unwelcome offers. I am reading this book. This sounds so good. I am reading this book. And also, I am for sure reading Inamorata by Ava Reed. That is supposed to come out on March 17. And this is what Goodreads says, this is a visionary and atmospheric gothic fantasy. I'm here for it. Once there was an island where the dead walked the earth, and the 7 noble houses ruled by the arcane secrets of necromancy. A conqueror's blade brought them low, burning their libraries, killing their lords, and extinguishing their magic. But defiant against the new order stands the House of Teeth and its last living members, the beautiful Marozia and her cousin, the uncanny Lady Agnes. Revenge burns in Agnes's heart, but so do stranger passions. And it is Luprend, a golden prince, the heir of the conqueror, who speaks to her soul. Look at that cover and this synopsis. I'm reading this book. And I am also reading the next book, that is Wolf Worm by Taking Fisher. And this is coming out on March 24th. Now, when it comes to Taking Fisher, you guys know that her fantasy works a little bit better with me than her horror. And I'm always a little bit hesitant to pick up new release horror from her. But listen to this synopsis and tell me you're not interested. It is 1899. Come on. Sonia Wilson is a scientific illustrator without work. So when the reclusive Dr. Halder offers her a position illustrating his vast collection of insects, Sonia takes it. Sonia moves to his North Carolina manor house, and soon enough she finds that there are darker things at work than the Carolina woods. I am here for it. I am here for it. I am guessing, based on the cover and based on the work of Sonia, that we will get a lot of buggy things in this book. And the next book on my list, you guys, it's already freaking me out because this is The Cataker by Marcus Cleaver, and this is coming out on April 21st, and this is the author of the book that really freaked me out, We Used to Live Here. That book was so scary to me. I know there were many of you watching my reading vlog and telling me that, oh, that book is not really that scary. It was super scary to me. I still remember the attic scene, okay? So I am freaking out about this book because this is also supposed to be kind of like a paranormal horror. And in this book, this is about a young college woman named Macy who accepts a caretaking job from Craigslist, only to discover that the position has consequences far greater and more dangerous than she ever could have imagined. Okay, I am freaking out. And next is a book I never thought I would put on my list, but here we are. This is This Immortal Heart by Jennifer Saint, and this is coming out on May 7th. And you guys know that I don't really read Greek myth retellings anymore. I promised to myself that the next one that I will read will be the next and the newest Madeline Miller release. Whenever it's coming, it's coming. But I am really interested in this one. So there you go. We are probably reading this one next year. And this is a story of Aphrodite and Eris. Aphrodite, who is the goddess of love, she is mistaken to be all beauty, no brains, but she is in fact the most dangerous of them all, driven by passion regardless of the consequences. Eris, who is a god of war, is her opposite, disliked by everyone and devoted to stirring up conflict. The two are more alike than they realize, each causing havoc for the gods and the humans as well. And the last book on my list, and quite frankly, I don't really know yet how I feel about this book. I want to know your thoughts. This is the new Miss Marple novel by Lucy Foley, and this is coming out on September 8th. 50 years since Agatha Christie's last Marple novel, Sleeping Murder, was published, and Christie Devoutty and thriller author Lucy Foley reimagines the most famous fictional female detective of all time in a brand new mystery. Now, I believe that this is like a completely new story using Miss Marple's character in kind of like her own work rather than the reimagination of an Agatha Christie book. All right, you guys, this is it. This is the end of the list. This is the end of the video. I cannot wait to get to editing and then uploading this video because I do want to release this video as soon as I can. I want you guys to have this list so you can all start looking up what 2026 new releases you want to read. Definitely let me know in the comments below if any of these books tickled your fancy. I want to know. And also, let me know if I forgot something, because I'm pretty sure that there are other big books coming out in 2026. Akutar 6? Do we have any chance we're getting Akutar 6 in 2026? Oh, that would be so cool. I don't know. I guess Sarah Janet will decide. Anyways, let me know if I accidentally left off a book that you know for sure is coming out. And I cannot wait to hear your opinions. Hit share, like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I have a lot of fun bookish videos coming up, but in the meantime, if you want to check out any of my other videos, I will leave them on the screen, probably here and here. And I'll see you soon in an upcoming video. Bye!